on 311 South right now. We just crossed back into West Virginia. This trip will make us kind of bounce back and forth between West Virginia and Virginia. But this section through here is supposed to be pretty twisty and fun. Watch out there, squirrel. We've had some good scenery on this ride today, and we're going through little pockets like this that have a decent amount of color change on the trees. I think we're still probably week, 2 weeks early for that to see it in its peak, but still pretty out here. Anyway, enjoy the ride. We will. We're on 42 West now. We're actually just using it as a little connecting road to get where we want to be, but like a lot of times you end up finding these nice little twisty roads by accident. I think we're about to get dumped on with some rain. I think our luck has ran out. Been trying to keep an eye on the radar here, and we've been out running it all day, but we are now heading pretty much directly into it. So we're trying to find a place to pull off here real quick and throw on some rain gear before we get soaked. Because it never fails. If you don't put the rain gear on, you're going to get soaked. Even if it rains for 30 seconds, just enough to get you wet. If we go ahead and put the rain gear on, that'll make it so it doesn't rain. 601 South, I think it is. And we're going to go down and catch, I think it's 601. We'll head back northwest. Definitely some nice scenic roads here so far. We've had a mixture of nice, small, tight, twisty stuff to roads more like this, just kind of going through scenic farmlands and things like that. I happen to rely on Alan completely for navigation now, because you'll notice there is no phone in front of me now, seeing how that decided to fly off the mount while we were doing 80 mile an hour on the interstate and made me shit my pants. And I cannot believe how damn lucky I am. It fell down in between the handlebars and the fairing of the bike and wedged itself on the lip of the bottom of the fairing inside. I pulled over on the side of the interstate thinking, oh, I'm going to have to walk back and maybe find the phone, and probably find it smashed all to hell. I looked in the fairing first, and I could not believe it was in there. But a couple of my rubber mounts came off, the rubber nubs came off my mount, and well, naturally I don't trust it anymore, so I don't have the phone out. It's in my pocket. It's not very useful there. Well, I'm very lucky to be recording on this phone right now, because we're cruising down the interstate like 80 mile an hour, and it decided to come off of my phone mount because it lost a couple rubber tabs on here. And I see it fly down in front of the fairing, in front of the handlebars, and disappear. Amazingly, I pulled off the interstate, and it was actually in the bottom of the fairing on the inside, and it never even made it to the pavement. I'm incredibly lucky. Yeah, this road would be a ton of fun if it wasn't for the amount of leaves, wet leaves, all over the road, making it a little bit treacherous. So, no point in pushing it and taking our damn time and making sure we keep the rubber side down. Yeah, this is the worst we've run into so far, is the amount of leaves. We were hoping we were going to see some color change on the trees, make it more scenic, but could have done without all this. Yeah, it's a shame. This would be a extremely fun road. It was clear and dry. That's still fun, just treacherous at the same time. Well, now we found even more leaves now. Bad thing is, like me and Alan were just discussing, back of the Dragon's probably got to be pretty bad too. And that road's even twistier than this, I'm pretty sure. Definitely not hitting these roads at a good time of the year. Oh well. Might give us an excuse to come back someday, right? This is the beginning of what's called the Back of the Dragon. It goes from Marion to Tazewell, Virginia. It's called Back of the Dragon just because it's kind of a play on words from the famous Tail of the Dragon, which is just the ridiculously twisty road that is always a destination for especially motorcycle riders to go do, which is down in Tennessee. Me and Alan have done it a couple times. It's definitely an insane road. So we're hoping this turns out well. I mean, I'm sure it's a fantastic road. We'll just have to see how wet it is and especially how many leaves are on it. Hopefully it's a little bit better than the last couple of roads we were on today. We just got done taking a stop there at the overlook here on Back of the Dragon, which by the way is 16 North is the actual name of the road. So now we'll head back down over the other side of the mountain here, make our way to Tazewell, and we just came from Marion end of it, and that's where we're actually going to stay. Where our hotel is, so we're going to get to do this road one direction and then come right back the other direction. Yeah, this would be a hell of a fun road if it was dry out here and wasn't a bunch of debris in every turn we go around. It's definitely keeping us on our toes, even though we're going pretty slow through here. Stop at the back of the Dragon store they have here. It's a pretty nice place. About 1,000 different t-shirts you can pick from. And of course they have their own dragon. So when you have a road as good as the back of the Dragon, you do the only logical thing you can do. Run it again in the opposite direction. So now we are going north to south. This will go from Tazewell to Marion, Virginia. say, having done Tail of the Dragon a few times now, and now having done Back of the Dragon, I actually think I like Back of the Dragon more. It's just more fun. Tail of the Dragon's very demanding and more difficult, but that's also what makes it more frustrating, because you feel like you've messed up every other apex of a turn, and it's hard to do that road smoothly. This road has plenty of nice tight turns, but they're very smooth, they're very flowing. Not to mention the fact that you kind of get breaks in between a lot of this stuff, and you come around a turn and you've got breathtaking scenery. So if you're ever in this area, I'd say it's definitely worth your time to check out. Well, this is unfortunately the end of this adventure. Our trip actually got cut short a day. By the time we got back to the hotel in Marion, Virginia, a large storm system had moved in. We kept looking at the radar and the weather forecast, even trying to find a way to alter our route to bypass the weather. But there was no avoiding it this time, so we decided to head home the next morning. We spent the first couple hours riding in the rain on the way home. Well, hope you enjoyed watching, and as always, stay tuned for the next adventure.